Hey guys, what's up? I actually wanted to tell you good news, which I actually found a couple days ago, but I had to recenter myself, shall we say. I was gonna do a video then. I was a mess. A hot mess, and you guys will know in a minute. We'll just say it's good and bad news. It's different. You know. It's life. But still great news. I'm watching Shark Week. Don't mind. That's all my medication I take. How many autoimmune people out there take that much meds? Actually, that's only half of it. Literally, look at all those meds. I just try to stay afloat, man. But anyway, I'm watching Shark Week. I gotta clean today. It's too early in the freaking morning right now. But, oh, today's heart monitor day, too. That'll be a whole new video with a whole lot of mess. It's gonna be probably a few parts to that, let's be real. Because wearing it for 2 days is gonna be interesting. Bleep my own self out. Okay, we'll get into it. So a couple days ago I went to the hospital. I was getting wicked, like, it wasn't the shoulder blade itself, and it wasn't the muscle. People, don't even come at me and tell me it's the muscle. Honey, I'm an athlete. I know what muscle pain is. But it was like, it was the left side. And if anybody's ever had a heart attack, pulmonary embolism, shit like that, you'll know the pain I'm talking about. But that sharp, stabby, evil death pain that's in the back by the shoulder blade, but not the shoulder blade. And I was feeling it in my chest. I'm like, you know, my heart's been through some shit. I guess I trained 30-something years of my life to be an athlete, so my heart can stand to the bullshit that's going to be put to it, like pushed through it. But anyway, I go to the hospital because homegirl's not fucking with that pain. Apparently I didn't feel like censoring myself there. But I'm not going through that kind of pain again. And I'm not going to just leave it to chance like I tried. I almost died. So I went over to the hospital. I freaking hate going to the hospital. Why are my eyebrows so crazy today? I don't know. Sorry, I digress. So I go to the hospital. And doctors, come here. If a person's on pain meds, which I'm on like low dosage, and I do like the smallest amount a day, like once in the morning and at night, just so I can live and sleep low and maybe go about my day. So it's super low dosage, and I've been on the same freaking damn low dosage for years. So given my file is massive with severe rare autoimmune, the doctor comes in after, you know, I've seen everybody else but him. He's like, so you're on Lyrica, which, duh, and pain meds, why? I'm like, the first thing I said was, did you look at my file? Or did you look at my file and not even know what you're reading? I'm like, dude, I have diffuse scleroderma, which is a rare autoimmune disease, which turns you to stone from inside out. Do you know how painful that is? I'm like, oh, small fiber neuropathy was caused by my autoimmune, which is peripheral nerves, which I could die from that too, which is why I'm on Lyrica. And I have neuromyelitis optica. Do you even know what that is? No? Cool. I'll teach you. It's like MS, but on steroids and frickin' severe coke and frickin' out of their mind. I have lesions from brain all the way down my entire spine. I'm kind of fucked. I'm like, I get mad when doctors are so uneducated with autoimmune and they're like, why do you take this? Because I'm trying to live. Why do you think I'm taking it? Duh. And knowing doctors trigger me. Because half of my life, doctors are like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, even though they didn't check me. Or my favorite part is when they checked me, I was positive, and they told me I look fine. Last time I checked, what the does looks have anything to do with my insides? My insides fucking hate me. What did my friend used to say? You're like a Trans Am, Heather. A rebuilding one that needs to be rebuilt. You're great on the outside, but on the inside, you're a fucking mess and has to be rebuilt. I'm like, amen, bruh. Amen to that. But it just irritates me that he's questioning why. Like, do you think autoimmune disease is like rare? Neuromyelitis optica is way more rare than scleroderma. When you get tested for MS, you get tested for neuromyelitis optica first. It's a blood test. Mine was off the fucking charts. What did you think? It's painless? Do you think it's painless? Pain meds were created for emergency situations and for people with chronic pain. So after he annoyed the shit out of me, he was like, oh, that's why. I'm like, I looked at him, I was like, dude, I'm on the same low dosage for 7 years. I'm like, maybe, just maybe, if your staff, most of your staff, wasn't so brain dead, and they'd actually diagnose me sooner with, 50 blood clots raging through my body like freaking teenage freaking kid. Those blood clots saying I'm coming in like a wrecking ball. That's what it said. Right through my heart and lungs. And I was like, so I'm like, do me a favor. Don't judge somebody with autoimmune. First of all, how about you just Google the autoimmune first? Oh, this was another thing. This is why I think I got triggered. He was like, well, who diagnosed you? I'm like, Dr. Shapiro, scleroderma foundation doctor. He goes, do you see a rheumatologist? I'm like, you clearly don't know what scleroderma is. I'm like, it's an autoimmune disease. And Dr. Shapiro, I just said, is part of the foundation. He works for them, got doctor of the year. Hello. I'm like, duh, he's a rheumatologist. Like, you're really not a good doctor at all. Luckily, I only had to deal with the nurses and ER technicians, which love them. And it's crazy, I told the ER technician and the nurse what I was going through, and they're like, malpractice, that's malpractice, Heather. I'm like, oh, I'm aware. But I'm just building my case. But anyway, I'm going to move on. So, they did an EKG, which the EKG shows non-specific T waves in the inferior walls, mad. Well, I had raging blood clots through my body. It wasn't going to be fun. So that's why I'm getting the heart monitor done, because my heart is just not happy. It is aggressively angry. They were going to put me on the heart monitor a week ago. I think it was a week ago. But something happened. I don't even know what it was. And they changed it to today, which is Friday. So you might get this today to watch. Maybe not. Sometimes I veer off and I forget to upload videos. Happens to me all the time, actually. I'll have the video already ready to go. Went through checks at YouTube, did all that crap, and I just forget to hit public. Whatever, bro. So, they also, because he was like, well, it's probably just your muscle. I looked at him, I'm like, do you think I was born yesterday? I'm like, I've been through more at 36 years old than you and your family combined has been through. I know what a muscle pain feels like. Like, are you kidding me? I'm okay. And the nurse was like, it could be post-thrombotic syndrome. And I was like, yeah, they've already spoke to me about that, my doctors and stuff. I told them, I'm like, well, unless you guys want more malpractice, I suggest you look up and do the angio-CT. Because it'll show the veins, see if anything's clogged and blocked. Like, I'm not taking that risk. I had my primary that almost killed me for a year and a half. I'm not doing it again. I'm not crazy here at all. So, they did the angio-CT. Now, I'm going to tell you guys some good news. First of all, I left before I got the results. Only because we waited 3 hours for the CT results. I'm the only one in the emergency room, boo. It should not take that long. 3 hours? Seriously? For a freaking CT? Are you kidding me? Who's that? Thomas. Hi, Thomas. He's weird. So, I get the results when I'm at home. Some of my blood tests, like, going through everything I went through, my white blood cells went down to 3.4, which is my normal. Now it's back up again, and I'm assuming inflammation, life, stress, something else that's probably bad didn't happen, but that'd be another video when I find out what that is. And other things were just weird. So I was just like, whatever. So I come home, and about 30 minutes at 4 a.m., getting the CT results, and shocked to say, all of my blood clots. Now, if you guys watch that video, I had well over 30 on my left side, which might be your right, depending on mirror imaged. But anyway, on my 30 plus left side, and a baker's dozen on the right. So altogether, like, they wouldn't even tell me exactly, they just said 30 plus. So my other doctor said, like, there was like 50. Anyway, we'll just round it to 40 to 50 pulmonary embolisms. And in 3 months, between my hardcore exercising, me freaking doing the Lovenox shots, which I recommend to all. It is a low molecule tepper, and a lot of people are afraid to do it. But all my blood clots are gone. All of them. My immediate reaction was I just cried. Because the pain I fucking went through and endured. Didn't know if I was going to live or die. Didn't know. Nobody knew. It was immensely shocking that all of my blood clots just dissolved with my body. Well, I did work out every single day without a break. True story. So, now the problem is I spoke to my hematologist, and he was like, well, you need to do iron infusions. Your iron's low. I'm aware of that. He's like, tell me what your symptoms are. So I told him. My veins hurt like a mother. My chest hurts. My upper back hurts. Like all this stuff. He goes, you have post-thrombotic syndrome, Heather. And I was like, so it's expected. And he goes, yeah, a year and a half of being ignored. He goes, and this happening through your body, there's probably so much damage to your veins, heart, and lungs. He goes, we're going to have to test everything. But it happens. When you have pulmonary embolisms, there might not be damage, but your body still needs to heal. It's like, say if you get hit by a car, you're going to have to heal, right? It's going to take a little bit. So it's the same situation. So what it feels like is it feels like you still have the clots, but you actually don't. Messed up, right? I'm having more problems with my heart than anything. That shit skips a beat all the time. It races just out of nowhere. I'll be like just chilling, about to fall asleep, and all of a sudden my heart is in my throat. Like it's just crazy. So, yeah, we're gonna do the heart monitor, do all that. And you know what's funny? I told him what was going on with my heart like a couple weeks ago or so. And he goes, well, have your primary start doing stuff. And he was like, message her and tell her she needs to get your heart checked and everything else checked. So I didn't even tell my primary that yet. I messaged her and I was like, hey, listen, I'm having this and this. She's like, did you tell your hematologist? I'm like, oh, yeah. And he told me that you need to do your job. Because his job is blood. Your job is primary health care. You got to make sure I see the correct people and get me all in with everybody so I can make sure I'm good. So, that's where that stands. So post-thrombotic syndrome, and I'm sure there are people out there who've had this and know what I'm talking about, it literally feels like you have clots still. That's what it feels like. Even though it's crazy that mine dissolved within less than 3 months. I mean, I'd probably honestly say how I felt, I would say 2 months fully gone. From what it felt like to then, and now I feel like I'm getting them again. That's what it feels like. So, it sucks. And he was like, Heather, I'm just going to be real. It's probably chronic for you, which chronic means for the rest of my life. It's not like they found the clot and everything was better and they caught it before anything. No, not the case. I ended up with a shit ton of clots, more than they would want to count, apparently. And it put so much damage on my body. So much bad happened to my body that my body might not recover from it. So that's why all the testing is going to happen. And I'll keep you guys posted. But I'm just fed up, and I'm sure there's people without clots, without autoimmune, or trying to get diagnosed with autoimmune, that are a little fed up that doctors treat us like crap. Oh, it's in your head. I don't think my 3 rare and 5 normal autoimmune diseases are in my head. I mean, technically, they're in my brain. But stop being lazy and do your job. Or when you get positive results over and over, you don't tell your patients, oh, you're fine. It's just, it's wrong. All right. God, I'm not a fan of people, guys. You know, there's some great people in healthcare. There really are. Like the nurse I had, the ER tech I had, like the nurse practitioner who actually diagnosed me with this. Not even my primary. And my primary originally telling me our first visit, well, I had a feeling that was wrong with you. It's your job to go research, do some freaking blood work, do whatever it needs to be done to actually do it before you actually kill me. But that's what you got to say. This is going to be one fucking wild ride. I'm just saying that.